Welcome back everybody, my name is Pip and I am a baby army, and my channel is representative of my journey through discovering BTS and learning more about them. I thought today's video could be a slightly more fun video, so I'm not reacting to any BTS content, but I did find a BTS quiz. So which member of BTS are you? And I remember many years ago I used to love doing these, like all the BuzzFeed tests and stuff like that. So I thought that might be fun. I thought it might help you to learn a little bit more about me, and we'll see who I get. It's so bright, by the way, so I do apologize. It hurts my eyes too. We'll suffer this together. So what it says is not your bias, your energy. I'm going into this thinking I might not get my bias, Jungkook. Also kind of Yoongi. Am I like either of those two? I'm a little bit like them in different ways. So I might get one or the other, or I might get somebody totally different. And to be honest, I don't really care who I get because I love them all, and I think I can see similarities between myself and all of them. We'll get started, shall we? Also, I love that the cursor is a purple heart. Oh god, so it's one of these kind of ones. Okay, so I have a bit of a caveat for these kind of quizzes, questionnaires, that kind of thing. I am neurodivergent, and these kind of questions always trip me up a little bit because I take them very literally and I think about them too much. So we'll go into that with this knowledge, okay? I will try not to do that as much as I can. So, first question. In group settings, you usually listen first and speak when it feels right. Keep things moving when energy drops. Notice how everyone is feeling. Take responsibility when something needs doing. Lighten the mood without trying too hard. Drift between observing and participating. Match the pace of whoever you are with. I would say that, like, all of these are true for me. Throughout a conversation, like throughout a group setting, I would probably do all of these. Maybe it's which one comes most naturally. I'm trying not to like match each of these responses to each member of BTS. I'm trying to just do it from my perspective. I think the one that kind of covers it and why I probably hit all of these is I try to match the pace of whoever I'm with, or that tends to be like naturally what I do. I'm gonna go with that one. A free afternoon means wandering with no real plan. No, definitely not that one. Being alone and recharging quietly. Working on something meaningful. Spending time with people you trust. Doing something physical or expressive. Letting the day unfold naturally. Trying something new on impulse. I think it's that last one. Again, I could probably do all of these, but the physical or I feel like this means expressive in a physical way, so like dancing or something like that. This is not what I would immediately choose to do with an afternoon off. I could see myself doing all of these but that one, and maybe not wandering with no real plan. I really struggle if there's not some sort of structure. I struggle if there's too much structure and there's no freedom to move, and I also struggle when there is no structure at all. I'm gonna go trying something new on impulse because that is where my brain tends to go. It's like, oh my god, free afternoon, oh let's do this, and then do it for hours. When things feel overwhelming, you tend to pull inward and sort it out privately. Definitely not stay calm and grounded. Absolutely not. Focus on helping someone else. Sometimes, if I can, I feel like I would use this coping strategy. Look for a practical next step. Use humour to shift the mood. Feel everything deeply before moving on. Push yourself through it. Ooh, I feel like it's either the first one or the last one. Either way, I tend to not want to make my feelings or my issues somebody else's problem, which is not a great way to deal with it. Sometimes can be useful, but I think sometimes you have to accept that you do need to get help from somebody else. I'm going to go with the first one. Pull inward and sort it out privately, because I think if I average it out, that's probably what I do mostly. Yeah. Others often see you as, oh god, this depends on the person who meets me. That sounds really like I'm really sort of, what's a good word for that? Duplicitous. I'm not. I tend to adapt to how other people are. Thoughtful, dependable, warm, curious, honest, bright, driven. I don't think people often see me as driven, and I don't think I am massively driven. I have been, but I think even when I was, I don't think that's what the first impression people took away from me, what people would say about me. I tend to be quite like muted in the way that I am. When I can sort of like completely be myself, I think I am more of a bright person, but I don't think this is what people would see me as. I'm thinking curious or honest. Maybe dependable. I think people in the past would have said that I was dependable because I used to sort of go out of my way to try and help people and try and be there for people, often at the detriment of my own mental health. So I have pulled away from that. I don't think that would be the first thing people would say about me. Thoughtful, maybe. Although I do quite frequently speak without thinking, so maybe not. I'm coming back to like curious or honest. I think people who know me well would probably say that I was warm. I don't think I give off warm as a first impression to somebody who's never met me before. I think I'm going to go with honest. You feel most like yourself when you are learning or reflecting, creating something personal, supporting someone quietly, improving at something difficult, laughing without thinking. Maybe that one. I think I know who that refers to. I think I know which member of BTS that's about. Immersed in art or music, moving forward with purpose. I think maybe learning or reflecting, laughing without thinking. I think it is between those two. Again, it's one of those things where it's like I have felt myself when doing all of these things, but which is the one that would most often be the answer to this? I think laughing without thinking, because I think I tend to sort of be a bit too controlling about when I allow myself to do that. I wish I could laugh more freely or like show joy more freely, but I often don't because I'm kind of scared of the judgment of other people. So I'm going to go with this. Instinct, check. What? Check? No, it's a test. Choose what feels right, not what sounds right. I suppose for me, in reality, what feels right, not what would sound right to other people, maybe. I think comfort. I tend to value comfort over a lot of things because I spend a lot of the time being uncomfortable. Being neurodivergent, there's a lot of discomfort involved. So I'm going to go comfort. When you approach something new, you tend to... Oh, this is going to be very telling. Research and think it through. Yes, probably half the time. Jump in and learn as you go. That is for the other half of the time. Follow your intuition. Stay consistent and steady. Not this. I can consistently be inconsistent and that's about it. Bring energy and excitement. Take your time. No. All in. See how others respond first. It depends what it is sometimes. So for example, with this channel, I didn't do this. I just started it. I researched it and I thought it through a lot, but I'm also jumping in and learning as I go, but I didn't really think about what others would think about it. I started it before I told anybody. So it's probably not that one. It's one of these two, and it's hard because I do this half the time and I do this the other half of the time. I'm going to go jump in and learn as you go because I think even if I do research and think it through, I reach a certain point where I'm like, I'm sick of doing this now. I just need to jump in and start. So I think this one. Your communication style is usually thoughtful and measured. This is going to depend on the situation. Guaranteed. Direct and honest, gentle and reassuring, playful and expressive, observant and selective, clear and motivating, adaptive to the situation. Again, that really depends. But what is it usually? If I'm truly myself, direct and honest, that's the kind of communication that I prefer. If I could just communicate in the way that comes naturally to me, it would be in a direct and honest way. Yeah, we'll go with that. What you bring to your relationships is usually trouble. No. Perspective, stability, emotional support, motivation, honest feedback, creative ideas, keeping spirit up. Again, I think I would go with like the honesty thing and say honest feedback. Because again, probably all of these to a certain extent. The thing that I always sort of come back to is honest feedback because to me, I think that is the most helpful thing in a relationship is to be honest with each other. Whether it's a romantic relationship or a friendship or a family relationship, I think you have to be honest. And that to me has to be the starting point for everything else. Yeah, honest feedback. What matters most to you is, there's a word jumping out to me immediately, authenticity. Understanding, authenticity, connection, growth, joy, balance, or freedom. I think because that jumped out to me, I've got to go authenticity. I got Yuki! That doesn't surprise me. You are grounded and honest. You process deeply and act when it truly matters. I'm quite pleased with that because that feels right to me. If I'd have gotten anybody else, even Jungkook, even though I identify with Jungkook quite a lot, I think for the most part, I am the most like Yoongi. So yeah, I'm pleased with that. I think that's accurate because the thing that I identify most with Jungkook is like, he's quite playful and silly. And I think he's honest, but in a different way. I think he's unintentionally honest. I find that quite endearing. Whereas I think Yoongi is like thoughtfully honest and he picks and chooses what he says and how he says entertains it, but then he can also be silly. So I think I am the most like Yoongi. So yeah, I will leave a link to this test in the description below if you want to do it yourself. If you do it yourself, please comment and tell me who you got and whether you think it matches you or whether you think you should have got somebody else. But yeah, please let me know how you get on with it. If you liked this slightly silly video, slightly personal video, then please like. And if you want to continue on following me in my baby army journey, then please subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching.